Good morning, guys. Sorry it's been so long since we've done a video on our Jam Pro business. We've been constantly out building other income streams, and so we've been tied up with building income streams that we haven't had time to post in the videos. But we will start back posting weekly videos on Jam Pro and our other income streams, other investments that we are into. But you can also follow us on Wealth Creations United at Instagram on Instagram. Um, and then we do a little bit more posting weekly on the Instagram page, and that's at Wealth Creations United on Instagram. Today I want to talk about the multiplier for JanPro. I had a couple of people, email us about explaining the multiplier. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the multiplier and what really happens when you get a multiplier on your contracts. So in our area, in our market, we when we get offered a contract, the multiplier is basically the cash value of the contract that they offer you. So in our market, sometimes starting out, the multiplier will be four in our market. So it'll be four times the value. So if they've given you $1,000 a month contract, then you just have to multiply that times four, and that's going to be the cash value. So the cash value will be $4,000 on a $1,000 contract if you're doing a multiplier of four. Now, as your business grows, the multiplier should decrease down to three. And in our market, three is the lowest multiplier that we go. Most contracts are a multiplier of three. Now, with this multiplier, basically, if you accept the contract with a multiplier, you got two options. You can either finance the multiplier, you can either finance the contract, or pay the contract out right in cash. But that's just the multiplier is just the cash value of what that contract would be worth. So if you had a $3,000 contract and you had a multiplier of three, it'd be worth $9,000. Now you can get those contracts financed for over 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. I think the 18 months is the max what we're allowed to do in our market. Some markets are different. Some markets let you do 2 years, 5 years, but that's just depending on the franchise, the master franchise owner. But yeah, the multiplier basically, that's just the cash value. We definitely finance all of our larger contracts for 12 months. Some contracts we finance for 6 months. Now, with the financing of the contract, then you would divide the cash value of the contract over a 12-month period, and that will give you a note of what you would pay monthly on top of your 23%, and on top of we do a 10% interest on top of that. So you would pay on a $4,000 a month. You pay roughly like three. I want to say about 300, close to $400 a month in finance payments plus the 10%, which would be like another $30 or $40, close to $40 a month, and 10% interest, along with your 23% on the contract. And what we do is we do the numbers. So with JanPro, you have to do your numbers, because our rule of thumb is we're more of a passive. We look at JanPro as more passive income versus active income. So we don't physically go out and work it no more, because we have 10 employees that actually goes out and work. So what we look for in the contracts is if the numbers make sense. So me and my wife came up with a formula to where if the contract is netting us $500 or more in our pocket, after all fees and all debts are paid, payroll is paid to employees, we want to still net $500 a month or more for that contract. And that's a good contract for us, because we're actually not having to go work it, and we're still making $500 to $1,000 a month in leverage. So that's what we do here because we're looking for JanPro to be more of a passive income stream for us versus an active income stream. Now we still go out and we work our business maybe like 4 hours a week, going to checking on accounts and things like that. But as far as physically going and cleaning our accounts, we don't do that anymore. The only time we will clean our accounts is if, we have to fire an employee or we have to do a special clean. Those things will those things will get us to come out and clean the contract. But most of the time, we don't clean our contracts anymore. We have employees, so we just manage the business, and we look for more of a passive income stream from the business. That's the only reason why it allows us time to get out and do other things like real estate. So we have two real estate businesses. We have a residential real estate business, which is more of a traditional long-term rental portfolio, and then now we're have a short-term rental business, which is a Airbnb business that's more of a active business where we're constantly having to manage that. So we're looking for ways to make that passive as well. So those are the things that we're into. We also have a network marketing business that we're affiliated with that we save in gold. So we're doing that as well. So we have 4 income streams that actively pays us monthly, weekly, so daily. So those are the things that we're involved in. You'll see more of that on our Instagram page at Wealth Creations United. But if you have any more questions on multiplier and how multipliers work, please feel free to email us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We normally answer our email questions pretty fast, but it just took us a little bit longer to post a video on it. But yeah, we'll get back to posting weekly, if not daily, with our JanPro business because that is our bread and butter. But we're definitely aggressively growing our real estate business as well, and our gold business. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email us, and we'll see you again. We'll post something again next week on our progress on all of our investments. And don't forget, follow us on Instagram at Wealth Creations United. All right.